Hello, I'm Nancy Edwards. My husband was a Vietnam veteran. He was the love of my life, and we had a very good relationship, but I could see the results of the war. I could see the effects he had from being in Vietnam. And we had four sons. They were 4 and 7 years. And my husband was having these rages, these outbursts, and times when he wouldn't get out of bed, times when he was so angry, and it became very frightening to us. We had a family farm, and it was so hard to keep farming with his lack of function at times, and sometimes being so good and healthy, and other times so frightening to us. Eventually, he got so ill that I had to have him committed, and it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. The police put him in handcuffs and took him away, and I thought it was to get him help, but he was back home in 3 days with an appointment 30 days down the road, and psychiatric meds that had side effects, and no one had told us what it was going to be like. I thought we were on the road to recovery, but then a psychiatrist told us he was just a mean, rotten person and wasn't ill, and we didn't need, what I needed to do was just to leave him. I didn't for 7 years. I struggled and tried to raise our children and tried to protect them, and I finally just had to get away. Financially, we were devastated. Emotionally, I had nothing left, and so I separated from my husband. I couldn't be emotional support to him. He went into a rage if I tried to. But I still had hope. I still wanted him to be okay, wanted to find him resources. And one day my son told me that his dad was using an inhaler, and he thought maybe he was sick. And then a short time after that, another son said he called him and asked him to take him to the VA hospital, where he was admitted and diagnosed with Agent Orange-related lung cancer. It was advanced. The boys told me not to go to him because he would just yell at me more, but there came a time when I just knew I had to go, and so I did. And I went to the palliative care unit at Knoxville, Iowa, where I stayed with him. I packed my suitcase, and I took care of him as he was dying. It was only a couple of weeks at that point. They told us 6 to 2 months to a year, but it was not that long. And in the meantime, we healed. I cared for him. He was so glad to have me there. All of our boys came. We prayed together. They each said their goodbyes. We prepared him for heaven, and he prepared us to go on living without him with some peace in our hearts. As a result of all of that, I had become involved with NAMI and went to Family, had been going for several years, and became involved with Veterans Council later on, and am now second vice president of National NAMI Veterans Council. I network with the hospitals, the hospital he was at. I am also a veteran service officer for our county and help other veterans apply for disability compensation and for help them to find resources that can help them in their struggles. So I'm Nancy Edwards, and if I can talk, I'm Nancy Edwards, and if I can talk about mental illness, so can you. Thank you.